Okay, so you are host again. You can make me co-host.
I'll do that. And you are now co-host.
Thank you, Michael.
How's your day been?
It's going great.
Good. Okay.
Normal day.
Right.
This class would be a new learning for me as well.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep, it will
Yeah.
help me find new ideas.
Okay. Have you done class 1 and 2 with me or not?
No, I have not
Okay.
actually. But
You're coming in the middle then, okay, with class 3.
yeah.
Um, we've already found our ideas in class 1. We already discussed how to
Oh,
go forward with them in class 2, and
okay.
but absolutely, if you do it the other way. Have you got any ideas of what your purpose in life is all about and what you want to do in life?
Like yeah, I've thought about it sometimes. Like I really do like to climb mountains. Like I really like trekking and all that. So I want to
Right,
pursue that in my life going forward. But yeah, first I want to be like financially stable so that I don't have to worry about my like when I get old. So
right.
I have to work for that right now.
Okay, okay. I like the idea of climbing. I've never done mountain climbing. I've done abseiling,
Okay.
but I've never done climbing. I think I've been too scared.
Okay. So it's not like climbing, like I want to do like tracks, like all the trekking peaks. Like I'm from India, like northern part, so we have Himalayas here. So we have so many peaks that I want to like just climb them and like track them and travel from one place to another, like from one pass to another pass.
Right.
That's the whole idea. And also would like to take other people on that trail as well, on those tracks.
Yeah,
So
that's a good idea. Yeah.
yeah, like I want to convert into a like a business as well. So that it can just give me some money as well. So to earn my living as well. So
Right.
this yeah.
Yeah, and what you can also do is you can film it, as you go along, and then you can hire those films out, show them out, to give them out,
Yeah.
um, and that can promote your offering people to come with you. You see, so you use that as advertising. These
Yes,
shots,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, right, right.
yeah, yeah. So it sounds exciting. Don't leave
Yep.
it too late before you get into it. I think it's great to have a thing to work for like that, or a
Yeah.
hobby you really love. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
yeah. I've been doing it already, but like it's like on only on when I get off, so I go on tracks, but
okay,
not like a regular thing. Yeah,
okay,
once. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So where does the word track come from? Track. We use it in South Africa a lot because it's a
Okay,
Dutch word, but I don't know
okay.
we.
We use it a lot here because there are already too many tourists coming in. So we like whenever they go on hiking, like hiking not a word, trekking is a word here. Hiking was also a word, but we use trekking because uh, here the tracks like the hikings are like which are made by governments and they have like a specific path. But
Yeah,
tracks are like totally wild and they don't have any specific trails like and maps. They totally depend on the local guides like how they want to take you. Maybe that's why they call it track. I
Yeah,
really don't. Yeah.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, because I'm very familiar with the word because I used a lot. In South Africa, they had what they call the four trackers, okay? And
Yeah.
the people that went in front, in other words, were exploring in front. Yeah,
Yes, right, right. Maybe that's why they call it track here.
yeah, it could be. uh, I can hear Sue in the background finishing off her class.
Okay.
uh, I've paused the recording, so if I forget to turn it on, will you turn it on?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. Because I often log in 30 minutes early, just
Oh,
to get my screen set up properly. And
okay.
I use a portion of a shared screen, and particularly in those where I have notes, then I have the notes next to me on the shared screen. So I've got to get it right perfectly in place. And
Okay.
then when it's all in place, then I turn it off, and and then I go and make myself something to drink, or wait for a.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not always here when you arrive.
Okay. Okay, so can I ask Michael? So you were in which industry? Like you worked earlier, you were in IT industry. I have read about your bio. Like, so you were telling people that you. So what specifically are you working in? Because I also have a professional degree in information technology. So that's why
Okay,
I was curious.
okay, yeah. Not my speciality was always around business, and
Okay.
uh, I would help people start businesses and mentor them, but also I started a lot of my own business in the first half of my life, like the first 20 years.
Okay.
I would start businesses, and all types, manufacturing, and otherwise party plan type businesses, and
Okay.
um, yeah, a whole variety of businesses. And then I got an accreditation in London
Okay.
to mentor people, and
Okay.
so then I ended up mentoring business owners, okay, and
Okay.
focused on business owners, and yeah, and then I
That's
started writing and selling books. I wrote a book, and then I wrote a lot of ebooks,
okay.
and I've stopped that now, and I just give away the ebooks now to anybody who's
Okay.
interested in natural health and so on, because it is all focused around natural health.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing it.
A pleasure. Thanks for asking. Hello, Phyllis.
Hi.
Nice to see you back again.
Yes.
Yeah, we
It's a
just wait.
long day, with classes at 9 o'clock. Well, what the heck, It's it's worth staying up for.
Okay, so what time do you start in the day?
Me, well, I had to go somewhere in the afternoon, and then Tony Robbins has a 5-day seminar starting
Okay.
today. It's the afternoon. It's free, and so I went to it a few months ago, and now he just did it again. It kind of helps you with goal setting and kind of gives you ideas
Well,
to
I know
pursue.
Tony Robbins well. I know
Yeah,
Tony Robbins
yeah,
well. Very good man.
yeah. And
He does.
it's totally free, just like this. It started today.
Okay. Oh, today, yeah. Usually you have to pay for some of his classes. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
That's,
funny because it all coincides with this class. He talks about goal setting. He asks us to pick two things. A business thing and a personal thing
right.
to work on. So it's
Okay.
yeah.
That's great. That's great.
So I sat through it. Well, we were stuck for so long with this pandemic thing going on. So a few months ago, I went through a few days with him, and the personal goal was to lose 5 pounds, which was a big deal because people are gaining weight, and I'm not that much overweight, not really, but it's difficult. I like to eat, so it's difficult for me, but I made it a challenge, so I lost the 5 pounds, but I kind of stuck at that. And I just said, well, maybe I'll go for another 5. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because he wants us to pick a personal goal.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to singing class.
Neither am I.
So how are you there? Are you allowed to go wherever with no masks? What's the situation?
No, we've hardly been, if you compare it to the rest of the world, we've hardly been affected in Western Australia. Okay?
Wow, God bless you then.
We've had odd weeks of being locked down, but we get locked down if 2 people arrive with COVID. Okay,
not a bad idea.
That's how big it is.
I'll drink to that one. Yeah.
We still bring in home Australians from around the world, and many of them are, when they arrive, they test positive, so they immediately go into the upper sections of hotels that are cut off, and they've got to stay there for 2 weeks, and then they get tested again.
Wonderful to know it's under control there. Yeah,
it's totally under control. We can't even go to the borders to our states next door, or counties you might call them next door. Those are all locked off. People can't travel to and from around Australia and into Western Australia. So we're like almost an independent country at the moment, and everybody's back at work. Everybody's the money's flowing. There's very low unemployment, and so
sounds quite the opposite of everywhere else,
It is, and it's thanks to the Premier. I think the Premier really, right at the beginning, said, we're going to make it tough in order to keep it out and get rid of what there is here, and that's what they did. They blocked off international flights, all flights, borders, and the whole lot. And then slowly the numbers just dwindled, and then we opened up, but we still don't allow our counter trends from the east in.
I guess we can't get him to run for president of the United States. Huh? It's because he wants another job.
Yeah, and there are lots of jobs available at the moment in Western Australia.
Wow.
Our main income is from mining. We really very large mining sector, but we also have a very modern Perth, and so we can't have tourists. So what he's doing is encouraging Western Australians to come to Perth for holiday or go up north for holiday.
I think that's wonderful. He's genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So, I tell you, if I was 50 years younger, I'd be tempted to try to get into that country. It's so far away.
Yeah, I'm not actually an Australian. We were like caught here because we were on holiday and then the COVID came, and we're still here.
Where are you now?
I'm
You're
in
not
Western
oh,
Australia,
you're
in
in
Perth.
Australia. But
Yeah.
don't you live there normally?
No, I don't normally. I mean, we are applying for parental visa, but
Oh.
it's already taken 5 years, and they haven't considered us yet.
So you just got lucky by being there and you're
Yes,
safe, you know. Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean,
And
you know, we've had a lot of dead people from that virus, you know, in this country.
For sure. That's for sure.
And of course, poor India. I mean, they're getting destroyed in India now.
Yeah, we get a lot on the news about it. And
it's so hard not to be sad, you know. We're fighting that feeling, you know, so I try to stay off the news as much as I can.
Yeah, that's wise. That's very wise. Yeah. Anyway, Phyllis, it looks like
nobody here.
Nobody here. Harry's here. Harry's the TA.
Oh wow, that's funny. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I see. Interesting, because I thought for sure some of the people you had last night were definitely coming back.
Yeah,
they were very interesting.
I think that, and when they said they were going to do a class every day, I thought that's very close together. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, people need time to do some research, do some things from the previous class, and then move forward. And but we'll see, because this is we did an experimental week last week, and it wasn't advertised. They're just some people that saw it live and came in just to get it going. But this one now people have been aware of, and
I mean, this whole thing with Get Set Up, I'm just like, I can't believe it. It's fabulous. I found it, I guess, by accident. I don't know how long has this been going on, this Get Set Up?
About a year in North America.
Wow.
Okay, but they're just busy launching now in Australia, and they've been in India also a few months now. So,
like I said, for us, you know, during the pandemic, it was a godsend, you know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it was locked in our houses. I mean, I got the vaccination and stuff, but even then, you know, I have to be careful where you have to go everywhere with a mask on. I can't breathe with a mask on.
I can't either. Hey? You're difficult.
So the only place I'll go, I figured it out. I go to lunch. I go to lunch as many times as I can get somebody to go to lunch with me.
Because you can take your mask off.
That's it. I just have to, you know, get out of the car, go sit down, and then we can sit there with my friends and yak for a couple of hours, and it's fine. But to go just look around stores or anywhere else, I mean, no movies, no theater. I'm not going to sit there with a mask. I can't stand it. You know, it's very uncomfortable. I don't know how everyone that's working has the mask on.
You know, all the people in a work environment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah. I don't know how they, you know, in the drugstores, the supermarkets, these kids have to wear that mask all day. I guess you get used to it. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm waiting to die or get, you know, or let this be done with, one of the two.
Right. Okay, well, I think it's great that just the two of us, and of course Harry, the TA. Harry's also interested in this.
Yeah, he's a spy, so we can't even cut it short, right? So what are you going to do? I mean, you know, some people may come in late, but so you want to go through the whole thing? I mean, what do you want to do? Whatever works for you is fine.
Definitely want to go through the whole thing. I mean, you here, and I really enjoy this whole process. So. I definitely do want to go through the whole thing. So, but we'll make it more personal. So, interact, leave your mic on, and where you think, you know, we can perhaps speed up, then we'll speed up. Otherwise, ask questions about, even if it's not on the agenda, let's see, maybe something you picked up from Tony Robbins or wherever. And
so, you know, basically what you talked about last night, because the first day I came in late, so. You know, but I was here last night, and a lot of the things that you talked about, I have already started working on it.
Fantastic.
Well, again, the combination of Tony and you is almost the same thing. So I'm an artist. In my retirement, I became an artist. I paint. And I'm pretty good at it, but I don't intend to make a living at it, just what I do. And
Right.
one of the situations, because I work on the board of 3 different art leagues and stuff, and we put things up, and everything was canceled.
Right.
Okay, so my problem, I'm yakking away. Should I be? I don't know. No, nobody's. Yeah. So anyhow.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, well, in my situation, I'm stuck in the house in my studio with all these paintings, and with no shows. No exhibits going on. Okay, so I came up with an idea because of that. Okay,
Right.
a business idea to get. Well, almost like you say, come up with a slogan. So, I came up with this thing called, sort of like art needs to be seen. It's not supposed to be sitting around in my house, or in my studio. And so I came up with this whole program about fostering paintings.
Okay.
Okay. And you know how you foster a puppy or whatever, so in other words, you don't have to buy the painting, but will you take one? It's that's the whole premise of this idea that I had. And so basically what you're talking about is to developing in the same way as what I had in mind to develop this fostering idea that I had.
Okay.
Did I lose you? Does it make any sense?
Yes, absolutely does.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I've been kind of, trying to learn some of the newer programs like Canva or whatever. There's some of the graphic programs that I know. Everything becomes outdated so quickly. So there's a couple of new ones that I want. And then you mentioned last night, you talked about Instagram.
Right.
So I need to learn. I have to be more proficient on that. So you gave me, enough of an assignment to keep me busy,
Okay. Oh, that's great. That's absolutely great. That's super, Phyllis. And I'd really like to sort of keep in contact with you to see how it evolves and develops, because I think you've got the idea, you've got the purpose, okay, and
and then I also feel that if it works for me, I have nothing to lose by having other artists do the same thing, because they were all in the same situation.
Right.
They've been painting for a lot of years and they have no shows, no exhibits, no sales chances. So they're sitting just like I am with paintings, that we don't really need to be sitting, in a pile in your office.
Okay.
So I did, Right. It made sense to you. That's pretty good. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Phyllis, I've my youngest daughter, who's about 28, I think now, she does graphic design online live. So somebody comes there and wants a particular something created, they pay her and she does it in front of them, okay? And she creates it. I mean, it's absolutely amazing what she's capable of doing with graphic design, but she's also really good with a pencil. I mean, sitting above me here on my desk is a drawing she did of a lion roaring. And so I really appreciate sort of people doing artistic type things. I tried painting, maybe painted 20 pictures in total and got nowhere, really. Everybody else liked them, but I think they were being polite,
Well, no, because, if you really wanted to do it, you have to keep at it. I mean, a lot of people, when I started painting, like, I don't know, maybe 25 years ago, after, I didn't have time to start taking classes or whatever, I noticed that some of the other people that stayed with it, they didn't quit, the people that quit, like you quit, okay, but the other people that stayed with it got really good.
Okay.
So
tenacity.
So you might have been wonderful if you stayed with it as an artist. Maybe.
Yeah, my wife thinks I'm wonderful with the paintings and things, and she puts them around the house. But I don't know what it is. Maybe I've just got, I haven't got enough courage to carry on. But anyway, that's the purpose. I now have a strong purpose, which is not painting, and that's what gets set up and researching and building. And so I'm really, really enjoying it. And I see this as another 30 years ahead of me of career. So, yeah.
It's good
All
that,
right.
yeah, you're obviously good at what you're doing, so you're happy
I
doing
enjoy
it.
it. You know, whether I'm good, I'm not sure, but I really enjoy it.
Well, I
I
was
jump
bragging
on
about, I was bragging about you today.
it. Yeah. Okay. And I see we've got Carol Sue Scott. Carol, are you there? Hello.
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Oh, Carol, it's really good to hear from you. It's been like weeks and weeks since you were last in a class of mine. So welcome again.
I've
Okay.
been taking a lot of your wife's taking classes, but the thing is that sometimes my schedule and your schedule don't sync up.
Okay, no, fair enough. No, my wife's classes are great for those that are enjoy, you know, working with their hands and making things and recycling things and upcycling things. She
Yes,
does.
and she tells me about your bandicoot.
Oh yes, I videoed my
I
bandicoot in the
want to see
garden.
I want to see his picture.
Okay. I will. I've got a video as well because I talk to them. You know, I talk to my garden and my flowers, and hey, Mark, don't take that too seriously now. I'm not altogether gone. Okay. So yeah, I it allows, because I talk in a certain voice and then I video at the same time, it comes slowly towards me. But if I move my hand a little bit too quickly, like I put it down to get my cup of coffee, then it's gone out of the yard everywhere. It's that sharp movement, but it's great. I'm going to put some of it on Instagram probably this week. So if you're on Instagram, you
Okay, I'll watch for it.
watch for it there. Okay, yeah.
So what do we do? We put your name in? Is that what and to get your stuff up on Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. It's just Michael Plumstead, my surname and my first name.
Oh.
And my code name, if you like, is just Mike Plum, a shorten of both of them. Okay, the username, but you can search on both names. Yeah.
Okay. And say that other one slower, please.
Sorry, Mike Plum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just Michael shortened to Mike, and Plum shortened from Plumstead. Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it works. At least I remember it. Yeah,
it's easier.
yeah. So, Mark, welcome to the class. For you, those of you who don't know, Mark has just joined Get Set Up in Australia, and he's now managing the whole of Australia. And so it's great having you on board, Mark. Are you there?
So he's like corporate, huh?
He's like corporate, yeah.
I am here. Thanks, Michael. I'm just hopping in the background. I hope that's okay. Don't want to interrupt Phyllis and the team all diving into their ideas.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's move forward. As you, both of you, both Phyllis and Carol Sue know me, so I'm not going to give a background, and I'm still living in Western Australia and still loving everything that I do. So now we're going to move forward into this class 3, the third class on the series. Now, Phyllis will remember the first class, sort of looked at ideas and put some ideas together and looked for the reason why we were going to do that. So that was like class 1, and I really enjoy that why, because I struggled with it earlier on in my life, but it really came to fruition eventually. And then in class 2, yesterday's class, you were learning to take your idea and verbalize it in about 10 minutes, like talking to the world about your idea in 10 minutes. And then we brought it down to an aspect of your idea as a one-liner sentence. And then finally we spoke yesterday about, do you want to sort of employ or use an influencer? or you want to just go it alone. And that was a choice that you had to make, and not necessarily lightly, because you can start by going alone, and then, you know, in a few weeks' time, you can start using an influencer as opposed to advertising on your chosen app, whichever one it happens to be. So today now, we're moving on to choosing different types of styles, if you like, of how we're going to communicate out there into the wide world, and then through what sort of devices are we going to use as we move out there. And so we're going to talk a little bit at the beginning about platforms. Okay, platforms, as you can see from the image in the Skype, you've got a producer, which is you. Okay, you're producing artwork, or your online artwork, or whatever it is that you want to do, or you want to organize hikes in North India, so that's your passion, and that's what you want to do. And then you've got people that want to follow you, you know, or perhaps want to partake in your product, or want to pay you for your product. Okay, and they may not. It may not be a business. It may just be a passion that you want to do these things. But in between, you as a producer and the person who's going to follow you is a platform, as you can see. So these platforms are different business models, and they basically bring the consumer and the creator together. Okay, and they often take a commission for that. That's their business, that platform. Okay, and by using that, it's one way to streamline your process and to quicken it up. Okay, choosing the correct platform with an intermediary. Okay, so let's take an example. If you're in a home, and you've got lots of extra rooms, now you want to offer accommodation, okay, as part of your process in your life. So you now need to say, well, how am I going to communicate this? How am I going to get people into my life? And so a good example of this, you could use something like Airbnb. Okay, so here Airbnb bring customers that need a place to stay in your geographical region. Okay, and you need them because that's what you're doing. That's your passion. That's what you're working to. So Airbnb is a typical type of platform, and there are lots and lots of platforms that bring people together. We're going to talk about them to a degree, okay, because there are just so many of them. And the idea is not to confuse you. I want to just expose you to some ideas and allow you to think, that's not a bad idea. Okay, and then to jot it down in your book. Don't forget, you started in class 1 with your notebook, and you brought it with you to class 2, and you keep it next to your bed all the time. You must have it with you now in class 3, because something just suddenly comes to mind, and you know, it might be an aha moment, which means it's nothing about what I'm talking about. It just arrives. And you need to jot that down. Don't wait for the end of class, or don't wait to use your ego on it and think with your logical mind and let it be destroyed before you've had a chance to write it down. So keep that notebook. So the first thing that comes up, under this category are what you can see now on your screen: subscriptions. Okay, now you're very familiar, I'm sure, all of you, with subscriptions. Okay, this model allows customers to get services by paying a fixed amount every year or every month, and then you provide some value that the people want to keep coming back and coming back. So they would perhaps visit your website or wherever you're working from repeatedly. Or you're offering to train people in education, and you charge for it. Okay, so you might be teaching them English to maybe foreign people. The list is endless of the type of things you can teach. And so one of the ways would be offering a subscription to teach, or programming. That's also very popular at the moment, is programming. And you can have different levels. The big example is like Netflix and Prime Video. They offer videos. You join them, you pay a monthly fee, and you can watch videos all day and all night. And that's what you're paying for, is that you're paying that platform, you're paying for that model of business. And so that could be an option. Remember, I don't know necessarily what you're all are doing and what your ideas are. But if it fits, then look at it. Okay, I mean, you get even business social medias like LinkedIn, for example. They also have a subscription model. They used to have a free version to bring you in and so on, and that's part of the strategy. But they then have a monthly fee that you pay for a professional version, and you get lots more functionality. And because of what it stands for, you do go back there all the time because you want to use them for business information, for business contacts, maybe for finding a job. So you've got reason to pay that subscription. So basically, we're looking here at a model that uses content, okay, and service-based ideas. And that might fit with you if you're looking at a model that you think fits that. Other examples would be slightly different, and that would be things like where you are writing, let's say, and you need a place to market yourself. And so you get this platform like freelance.com or Fiverr or guru.com. And so they bring customers to their platform. The customers then search the platform for what they're looking for, and then you get found and you get employed for a particular project. And so that seems to work very well. I used it a lot personally, and I got a lot of work from particularly Fiverr because I liked their approach, and maybe I was just attracting it because I liked them. I don't know. But anyway, let's just stop there for a minute and check out any questions that any of you might have up to now about platforms generally. We are going to talk about more platforms, don't worry. Not going to stop there. Phyllis, any questions? Okay, your mic's off, Phyllis. Okay. Your mic's off.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. It's a hand signal. I could do like that, right? Sorry. Like, for example, what you talked about last night, Instagram. My intention is to learn more about using that as a platform. I mean, I'm on it, I use it, but not seriously enough. And I have to pay more attention, to what's available on there. So,
yeah, but also think, sorry, Phyllis, sorry, you finished?
No, I just said good. That was a good suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah, but in addition to Instagram now, look at whether you're going to, about your service, your product that you've described now, would you use a model like Airbnb, or would you use a model where people pay monthly, maybe for the service that you're offering? So when you use Instagram, you also need to know about your platform, about what concept. Let's just do a few more examples, and and you'll see what I mean. That might, some other examples might fit well with yours. Okay.
Something that I forgot what they call it, neighborhood or some, each neighborhood has a neighborhood site with people that live in your local area. They post different things. So that's something I was thinking as a possibility, maybe, you know, I'm just.
Yeah, no, it's definitely,
Platform.
you know, the app called Nextdoor.
That's the one. Yeah, next door.
Yeah, and that works well too. It's so funny. I earlier this year, I went on to find out what it was about. Okay, and within a day, I landed up going to collect some creepers from just down the road that they were busy pruning and cutting off creepers, and I needed creepers. I went and collected.
I didn't know creepers was a good thing. It's a plant. Is that what it is? A plant?
It's It's
Oh,
what do
okay,
you
sorry.
call a creeper? No, what do you call a creeper in America? It's a plant that grows along the ground.
Oh, okay, okay.
What do you call it?
Creepers.
It's good ground cover, you know. And this was a succulent too, so it was an unusual one. So it works well for Western Australia, where it's so dry in summer.
Well, the reason I'm thinking about what, you know, which platforms might be a possibility, because my concept in the beginning, if I get it started, I wanted it to be where I don't have to ship stuff. I mean, where it would just be people in the area that could come and get it, you know, sort of situation for starters. Right. So something like Nextdoor possibly, you know, right. I'm trying to keep the location somewhat limited. Just a thought.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi.
Lou, welcome. Hey, you late. You don't have a watch. Okay. All right. That's fine. So Carol Sue, any questions so far? We're halfway through. Okay.
No, none at all.
Okay. And welcome to Abby. She's I see also arrived. So if you want to pick up, the classes are repeated week by week as well. So all right, so let's go back to what we were looking at and some more examples of the different type of models that you could be using. You know, direct sales, in this model, products are directly sold to the end user. Obviously, you're aware of it. It's a familiar term, but it's something that you can consider using for yourself in moving forward. Whether you're in business or whether it's just a purpose that you're moving forward, you can still be dealing with people and making them aware on a one-to-one example or in a group example, a small group example. You know, a typical, you and I all grew up with Tupperware parties before the I guess the lockdown. Okay, and so we used to go to Tupperware parties, and there was a Tupperware salesman, and then the host in the house got a commission, and you bought. And so you can use that that's also a direct sale method, and so it's also worth considering, and that needs a lot more detail put into it. And see where we go from there. The next, as you can see on your screen, is affiliate marketing. This is a huge industry, and it has become a key source of online income for thousands and thousands of professional bloggers, because that's basically what you do when you're an affiliate marketer, okay, is that you blog about the benefits around whatever your purpose is. And so you would continue blogging for the rest of your life on different aspects. So affiliate marketing is like it's an advertising model, I guess is a good way, excuse me, to describe that. And you know, a company compensates you for bringing people to its product. Okay. And so you could be the company with a product, if you that, and you use that, or you could just be an affiliate for somebody else, and you'd market their product, but you would blog about the benefits of that particular product. And so I think it goes without saying that you would be familiar with consulting. Now, they're the big examples of consulting. You get like the big companies like Deloitte, okay, and McKinsey, and software manufacturers, and website firm developers, things like that, where they consult. But you can also consult on a much smaller basis because you are unique. You've got, and you've learned, as we did in class 1 and 2, you can learn an area that you've never known before and study it, even if it's to become a doctor for 7 years study, okay? But it might be something smaller that you study for a few months, and now you become an expert in that, and you can now consult, okay, and help people in that type of area. So consulting is certainly a route to go. And yeah, the next one is online educational, where you generate all sorts of information on what you particularly want to learn, so I think that sort of goes without saying. The biggest one that I've ever used is Udemy. I think it's Udemy, Udemy, where they've got the whole platform, the whole structure, and very professionally done. So you take your learning, your educational to them, and they attract people and market in order to bring people who want to learn anything. Okay, so then people come, and you can also, you would do your own marketing and send them to your site on Udemy, and that would then work. So a learning platform is certainly a way to go. Okay, and so it looks like I might have, but I haven't. Okay, direct sales and direct to customers are basically two different models. Okay, and so it's important for me just to differentiate a little bit there. Here you are selling directly to an end individual, okay? Whereas direct sales, you were selling maybe to groups. Remember, I mentioned Tupperware or something like that, and you can do that online as well. But this is now you are selling direct to that end user, and when I was putting this class together, the biggest example that came to my head was Unilever, okay? One of the world's largest advertisers of their own product, okay? And they sell direct. I don't know if they do in America. I would imagine they do all over the world. I don't think they would, sit just with one company that I'm used to, okay? So yeah, the next is attention merchant. Now, you may not know what that means straight away, but you will know exactly what it means when I tell you about it. Attention merchants, and another name would be influencers. Okay, that you've heard from me in the class, and we've spoken about. They operate through an advertising model. Okay, so they go out, these attention merchants, and they get followers, and some of the examples I've given to you in class 1 and 2 was, they get up to maybe 1 million followers, but even 500,000 is a large number, and they'll get this following on any of the social medias. It could be Instagram, it could be Snapchat. You've seen some of those youngsters on Snapchat, and yeah, even TikTok. People go there, and their purpose is to develop a following. Okay, once they've developed a following, okay, then people start trusting them, start enjoying them, And so you get them to mention your product or that they use your product, and immediately, a large percentage of the people who are watching, let's say, the videos that these influencers put out, will immediately go and buy your product. Okay, and you then there's a fee to pay the influencer, not commission. It's an influencer who you pay just to mention you. Whether you get any response or get any followers yourself is irrelevant. But statistically, you're guaranteed, if you look at the statistics. Okay, and you're 11 times more likely to get a follower doing a merchant attention than placing an advert on anywhere, Instagram or Facebook or any of the others. 11 times more likely now. So it's worthwhile looking. That's why I mentioned it in class 2, was about your choice. Use an influencer or do it yourself. Okay, and so do it yourself means you go out there and you're getting followers. Okay, and so that becomes important. All right, so that sort of tells you about some of the platforms, the models that you could be using for whatever you're doing. You're not just now going to rush off to one particular, like Facebook, and now you're going to now, you need to think about, are you going to use a subscription method? Are you going to sell directly? You need to come and consider that. And it's not something, it might be obvious to you right now, okay? I know with Lil, she knows exactly what she's doing. So does Phyllis, knows exactly what she's doing. You've just got to decide now how you move forward from here with what sort of model, okay? And so it needs to be thought through, because you don't, I mean, you can eventually use more than one model, but I wouldn't recommend that, especially at the beginning. We as seniors now are moving forward. We are taking the world to a new dynamic, okay? All of us, okay? People are going to be following us and listening to what we're saying, because we're not egotistical, greedy, consumeristic people that maybe we were, over our career.
I was at one time, definitely. When I built other businesses, I was absolutely, I don't want to use the B word, but yeah, it was different attitude. But you're right. We can do it kind of way. Yeah.
Thanks. It is, and we've just got there, and we can feel that we want to give back to the world, and we've got another 30 or more years to do that. So we do it carefully now in the beginning, slowly, and build it up, and go forward with it. And you've all, those that shared their business things previously and today, you really got, you're already reaching out there. So find your platform and decide what sort of strategy you're going to use. And then I've created a few tips here, and it's important to look at some of these tips. Now, you may have to go back and request a recording from this video, because there's no attachment that I send. And the idea is, in this class, is just to get some thoughts going, some ideas going. You can scribble some things down on your pad, but you can then order the video to re-listen to just, let's say, this aspect, and pick up some of the things that are being said now. Now, planning, Felicity, I look at planning maybe a little different to Tony Robbins, and I say plan according to your personality. Okay, it's not about what you want this amount of money, or you want this, or you want that, and so on. You got to first take a look at yourself. Okay, who am I? Okay, do I wander off at a tangent once I start something? Do I start something and never finish it? I'm just describing myself, so don't really.
Well, you're like a mind reader. He's like a mind reader,
So you do need to plan, but very broadly and very much around who you are. Okay?
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So, what are your top interests outside of your business? Okay, if this was a business, think about those things. What are your values in life? Okay, think about those things as part of the planning. Okay, who are your friends on social media? That's a good indication too. Okay, and so you'll actually start finding things about yourself. So whatever your idea is, your product is, your purpose is, okay, it must be part of your persona. It must be part of your branding, so that when people support you, they're supporting the whole package, not just something that you're running out on and trying to market and push things in people's faces. You don't want to do that. That people our age usually, when doing a business or pushing a purpose, usually spend 2 to 3 hours a day on their social media. That's it. Okay. Now, the rest of the time is your time. Do it. Do your hobbies. Do your other things. Don't go and plan to do 8 hours, and then you get and you say, oh, I can't do it today, and I can't do it tomorrow. Oh goodness. No, you start with planning. Start by understanding yourself in order to build your brand awareness or your purpose awareness, to develop customer relationships. You have to develop. It's a process. It's a slow process, but it can also be, within a year or two, you've got it, and you've got lots of followers if you are authentic. And
Michael, thank you so much for saying what you just said. I really appreciate it, because I got this idea and I'm thinking, well, I'm really not working hard enough on it. I'm not pushing it enough. I'm letting it go. I'm wasting some days without even working on my project, and it's okay. It's fine. So, I realize, what's my hurry, So I'll work on it, and piece by piece, I'll put the package together. But you know what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with what I was trying to say. I don't have, it's not like years ago we had to feed ourselves with it, we had to make a sale, we weren't going to eat, Now we can just enjoy it a little more and know more what we need out of the project.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Phyllis. And it really is true. And the interesting thing, and I speak now from my own experience, is that you take your time, and all of a sudden things start happening. Okay, faster than they perhaps used to do when you were in a career. Okay, because somehow you just leave the gaps and the opportunities for your subconscious mind to come through and give you that aha. You say, why didn't I think of that? But you were actually sitting in your lounge drinking a cup of coffee, and the idea just came. And so you need to take that time and need to plan it all in. And think about, how you're going to service customers and their expectations of you. It's all time is so unimportant. You got no idea. Okay, that's another way of saying it. And somebody's just joined, they're not going to understand that. But I know that all of you do understand that.
So are you really a psychologist in your other life?
In a previous life, maybe.
Or the next one.
Or the next one. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
So, use social media to provide great customer service, because one of the things that we've passed through in the last 50 years of our career is we've experienced some really bad customer service, or people who want to just get rid of us quickly. It's now altogether different. Now it's altogether different. It's like a top priority for you is caring for the people who are following you, okay? The people who are buying into what you are doing, okay? So a service via social media is just the tops. Okay, absolutely the tops, and you must be thinking about the things that boil down to customer service. They're basically three things as you are writing. The first one is the speed, the tone, and the results. Okay, now somebody wants a question. Okay, now that's when time matters. It needs to be speed. You need to be fast. Okay, you need to answer that question as soon as you can. Okay, and the tone in which you answer it is very important. Okay, and so you will find that your followers will become closer and closer to you if the one thing that you are quick on, and that is answering questions or anything that they put. Even if they put a post up that enhances what you are doing, thank them for that. Okay, that's part of the customer service, caring about people, because that's what the future society is going to be. Okay, and we the leaders, remember, we the leaders, we've got to show the youngsters that there is a society that is different to where we've been. We care about people. Okay, so, and you need to bring that across. And okay, and you need to post every day something. So you first, before you start posting, you gather, we spoke about this in class 2, you gather a lot of content and you sort of put it on the back burner, you get a lot of pictures, put it on the back burner and images, and you keep on researching and adding to that store of content around the benefits of your purpose. Okay, and so you've always got enough to be able to post at least once a day. And remember, those posts have to be honest and relevant to your personality. Okay, so
can you repeat posts?
Your post every day needs to be relevant and honest based on your personality. Okay,
But could it be something that you posted a week ago?
No, you're posting every day. Okay,
and it has to be different every day. Different pictures.
You're taking. That's why you need to store benefits. So if you take Lil's example, she wants to build a village of small homes, and so she looks around that and creates benefits to get a following, benefits to the people who are going to occupy those homes. And there are masses and masses of benefits. You just got to keep thinking them up. And the same with you, Phyllis. Look at the benefits of why somebody would follow you, follow your idea, use your service. Okay, that's why you must back it up first before you start, because if let's say you back up 20 to 30 bits of content that you can blog about, and the same number of images that you can put into those blogs, okay, then every day
that would take me 3 years to put that together.
Take your time. Okay, then you schedule yourself a baseline of posts. We spoke now on this slide about plans and so on. You don't want to find yourself landing up here, saying to yourself, that famous phrase that I guess we all use, okay, where you say something about, whenever I have the time. Okay, wow. Even though you're taking your time, there's certain things that have to roll, there's certain things that have to move, and one of them is posting content, posting benefits, getting followers. Okay,
but I'm just curious. Shouldn't you get your followers first? I mean,
now your followers come because of your content. Okay,
they find you. They
resonate with you. So, sorry, Phyllis, what is it?
I'm a little confused. Do they find you? You're talking about like Instagram? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay. Any social media, be it Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and any of the others, Okay, you have to draw attention to yourself. Okay, so you either do that through an influencer who already has the attention, and now you piggyback on them with some of your content. But there's a class on marketing on Instagram which deals with the detail of that. And if they don't deal with the detail, then I'm going to do it, because it really people need to understand in this day and age that influencers are very important in their life. But coming back to you, if you're doing it yourself, then you need to post every day something new, so that people start resonating with the posts, or maybe even with the images that you post on Instagram, okay, with a little bit of text with them, okay? And you will learn that those posts go everywhere. Okay, they go into hashtag groupings, they go into groupings themselves by that name that you're doing. So, and people will find you. They really will find you, because there are a lot
Michael,
of people.
is that only with a business account or either one?
No, in Instagram, you've got 3 accounts. You've got a personal account, you've got an influencer account, and you've got a business account. And if you're not familiar, start with a personal account. Okay, and that's fine. You know, just to get familiar with the workings. And I do a basic class for beginners on Instagram. So
yeah, I have some stuff on there. I mean,
yeah, okay, yeah, and do that. But then you would move probably to a business class. It's a choice between business and influencer class. It moves to the business class, and you get more functionality, more information, more analytics. So then you start learning how to understand what's happening out there. But posting is a regular thing that you need to do. You might say, well, I'm only going to post once a week. Remember, time's not irrelevant. So you post once a week, okay? But don't say to yourself, I'm planning to post every day, and then you say, whenever I've got the time, I'll post again tomorrow, okay? You know, that's part of the discipline that you need to have in order to move forward, is that authenticity about yourself, the way you communicate. You have decided to post once a day or every second day, okay? And then follow that and watch the followers build up, okay? Does that answer your question, Phyllis?
I'm going to give it a shot when I get to it. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So being authentic on social media is terribly important, okay? Don't try and be somebody that you are not, okay? Because it doesn't resonate energy, okay? You know, every word, every image, everything you say resonates energy, and it attracts people. And that people don't know why they suddenly see your posting in maybe the hashtag grouping and not the thousands of others that are there, okay? So you need to work with that, and it's the way we want to move forward in the future. So you know, if you want to engage people, engage them honestly. That's the last point on that slide tells you build followers and offer them regular content. Regular could be, you know, once a week, okay, but then plan once a week and make sure you do it, okay, and just don't stop. Okay, so now I strongly recommend that when you start engaging, let's say using Instagram or whichever platform you want to use or think, I would suggest that you look geographically at the people around you, okay? You know, if you're living in New York or Michigan or in Canada somewhere, and look at the people around you, because they put their geographical, and you must be proud of being a community member or a county even, okay? So you're proud of being part of that county. And so now you start letting people know that you live in that county, and you maybe post images in the county when you're posting your content of benefits. And so you move forward. Now, when you use images, the image must tell some sort of story. And then there's some some text with it. I'm thinking particularly of Instagram, okay? You must post with some sort of image first, okay? And then whatever you text is likable and enhances that. So if you have success stories from your followers, okay, and they sharing, encourage them to share success stories on your platform, okay, what you're using, and you know, use your likes and your share features to answer questions. In other words, become interactive. You're doing stuff on your social media, even if you're only posting once a week. Then, you know, go on more frequently in case people are asking you questions. Or get your app to send you an email as soon as somebody has asked a question, for example. You can get that. And when you're posting and responding, always head for the emotions. Okay, you know, make them smile, make them laugh, and you know, and that must become like a habit as the months and years come and go. And when you're sharing benefits, and then there could be lots of different sides to your business, so be it. Okay, let the benefits come through, even if it's about a small aspect. Remember yesterday's class, we spoke about reducing your business to a one-liner. Okay, so you've got that one-liner. You know, I'm thinking of a whole sentence as opposed to a tagline, but a tagline's fine too. That just sort of emphasizes something, you know. And I don't know if McDonald's still use it, but I remember when I was younger, you know, finger licking good. Or was that Kentucky? No, that was Kentucky. Yeah. So, you know, you've got those sort of lines that come up. But be authentic. Okay? Be authentic to your purpose. And always keep the why you've gone that route with that purpose in your working environment around you. Okay. So always show your location. Okay. Be proud of your location. People will follow you because, she comes from Connecticut. Yeah. You know, immediately they trust you. They immediately feel they know you, even though they've never heard of you. And they'll follow you for those sort of reasons. Okay, so as I've said at a previous class, start with Instagram and take an advanced Get Set Up Instagram class. There is one, and just look for it. I don't do it, but it is done, and they will cover what you need to know as far as using Instagram to start getting followers. Okay, and remember, your goal is never about money. It's about other aspects, like maybe how many followers you got, or how many posts you made, okay, and things like that. How many responses did you give? And those are things that become terribly important as we move forward. And, you know, once you've opened the Instagram, at some time in the future, because Instagram is owned by Facebook, then you can open a Facebook business account. Okay, you're allowed to have as many accounts as you like on Facebook, and you can open a business account and you link the two. So what's happening is that you're posting on Instagram, and it automatically gets posted on Facebook if you give permission for it. Okay, and finally, you open a Twitter account maybe in a year's time or two, and you can take a Get Set Up class there for Twitter. And you know, again, it's another avenue. You don't want to try and do it all at once, because you're not going to be able to keep the momentum going on Instagram. And that's an important aspect. You need to keep the momentum going. And so some ideas on that, just to sort of boil down now to the end of the class. The types of things you can use are the videos, the Instagram reels, your profile for searching. Okay, and that comes up in the class again. You've got to really have good profiles. And you can remember, people will watch videos. They'll watch, don't do the short story 15-second ones because they disappear too quickly, but you can save them on your site. But otherwise, Instagram reels stay live, and they're a minute long. You can get a lot into a minute, and you can also do 60-minute videos as well. Videos people will watch. Pictures or images people will look at. Okay, that's why Instagram's so powerful and why it's growing, because you're not allowed to post without an image of some description. Okay, and authentic intent on a regular basis, keep it going, and then slowly write longer captions. You can start with like 2 or 3, 4, 5 sentences, and then you can move on to longer ones. But it needs to gel with the image that you've put up. That's an important. And then, as I said before, be proud to be local. Okay, people will really want to follow you because you're local. So the most important thing is to get a following. You want to get a following, and that's why you're doing what you're doing now, to get a following. And by joining groups and following hashtag groups, you will really get a momentum going. So those are tips that you see on that slide, you know, you can take a screenshot if you like of that slide. Otherwise, get the recording. And so I've sort of overstepped the time, and I apologize for that. But in summary, choose a platform, choose your channel of communication. Take advantage of all the business courses, as Phyllis is doing now. She's doing some other free courses by other people. You know, do whatever you're doing. Take your time, relax, do it, take some notes, and what stays with you and what resonates with you, what gives you a feeling, that's what's important to you, okay? And so, you know, engage in the possibility of influencers or micro learners, as they so just keep the momentum going. Okay, so thanks very much for being part of the class. I will take any more questions you want to make if you have any questions. Okay, but otherwise, you can also send, you know, Liz does all our blogging and our articles. Send her some information about, you know, if you're benefiting or you've got some suggestions or whatever, to Liz at Get Set Up. Lovely, lovely lady, and worthwhile just having her on your email list. Okay. All right. Yes, you have a question, or are you going?
I want to tell you why I was late. I was with my son. He was helping me build a website and make a business card.
Okay, well done. Okay.
You're on the move, Liv.
Yeah, well, this weekend there's that tiny house event. I'm going to attend a 2-day event in Jacksonville.
Fantastic. You mentioned it before. That's great. Okay. I look forward to Monday. Come back to Monday. I don't even know if I'm on Monday now. They haven't given us...
When is the next class?
The next course is tomorrow this time. Okay.
Oh, tomorrow.
But
9 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah. They only schedule my classes a day before they start. Like on the Sunday, they schedule the classes for me in Australia. Others get
9 o'clock. Michael. Yeah. Okay.
So we'll take some photographs, take something, and you know, I'm sure they'll have some sketches up there and so on. It will be great to get some feedback, and okay, that's exciting. Okay, thanks very much, everybody. And
thank you so much.
Okay, pleasure, absolute pleasure. So stay well. See you at the next class. Bye to everybody. Good evening.
Thank you.